About 2 years ago, DJ Akademiks went viral for going on this scathing rant about SZA and her body shape. And this had to do with some tensions they had back in 2017, and it escalated around that particular time. But anyway, DJ Akademiks felt that he was somehow disrespected and he needed to clear the air. And once he tried to quote unquote clear the air, this was the result.
You look confused. Second of all, I don't know what's going on with your head. Ain't no way you catch a tan on this part of your hairline, and then this part is like this another color. So I gotta imagine this is a lace front. But SZA, let me give you the truth. This is the ether that's gonna make your soul burn. I don't care how many albums you sell. You double. Let me not say. I shouldn't say that. I apologize for that. You double chick. I'm sorry. I love you, by the way. You're a great musician. I'm sorry. You are just as me. The doctors, the surgeons can't fix you. Okay? You're going to be getting cut up like, yo, you're going to get, you know, a little surgeon game you give to kids? They're going to cut your ass up all day long. You're always just like me. It's cool. Our metabolism ain't there, but that's the fact. I don't give a what y'all talking about, cancer, whatever. I don't give a about these. And I'm just going to keep it a bean. She's as all these people be saying like, yo, you got a BBL, you're like me. You can't call me if you got a BBL. You know what a BBL is? I'm sorry. SZA, the lip gloss, the fake teeth, it doesn't matter. You're just a mini Liz at your heart. You make great music. We love you because you make great music, but you'll never be one of those that we're looking at and our get really naturally hard for.
Now, it got bad for DJ Akademiks. Everybody was calling him, even Drake, who didn't really like Kendrick Lamar at the time. This is before the beef really took out with them. He was telling Akademiks, yo man, squash this beef. That's how bad it got. And people were really calling for Akademiks to be canceled, especially Black women, right? It was going all over the blogs, all over social media. It was crazy.
And she also sent a tweet out, like making mention of what we were saying about her, and I wasn't trying to be mean. And I ain't gonna lie, the time I really went in, it was just like, I feel at times, I'm always soaking in, pause, like what people or anybody else have said, and I'm like, yo, listen, there's genuinely, when I mean genuinely a few people, like SZA, like I've wanted to have a conversation with her for the longest, and I felt like she wasn't open to it, and she was still making me the bad guy. And I said, okay, let me show you what me being the bad guy actually is.
And one of the reasons why I believe that it was so bad for Akademiks, first, because who SZA was, or who SZA is rather, and also another concerning epidemic that Black women were seeing online.
I'm so tired of every time I get on this damn app, somebody crusty ass son is on this app bashing women, talking about women, telling us what's wrong with us, why we ain't worth nothing, why we can't get a man, why we ain't got a man, and a billion other things. I just want to say this. Nobody is worried about y'all crusty ass, okay? The real men that's really out here taking care of their family, got wives, got jobs, got careers. It's not sitting on the app talking about women all day. I'm sorry.
According to many women, a lot of men, including Black men, are just talking about women online, always talking about what's wrong with women, what they look like, you know, what they smell like, how many kids they have, why people don't like them, you know, this, that, and the third. And that is true to a certain extent. We definitely see it now in some of the podcast content and some of the channels and stuff like that, where there is a heavy critique against women from men. Also, big artists were coming out on their own, not related to SZA, but basically complaining that these Black men need to shut up talking about Black women. That's Nicki Minaj. And of course, she's the topic in discussion for today. Now, as you know, Nicki Minaj has been going off on everybody lately. Jay-Z, you know, people over at Roc Nation, Meg Thee Stallion, and the list goes on, right? But she just happened to be ranting about people on TDE, and somehow the beef started like this.
Stop, hold the phone. SZA and Nicki beefing was not on my 2025 bingo card, and it seems like it all kind of happened by an accident. SZA tweeted this post, Mercury retrograde, don't take the bait, LOL silly goose. And Nicki then responded, go draw your freckles back on Buki. Liar, liar, pants on fire. I'm not even gonna proceed. Apparently SZA had just got off the stage though in Paris in a different time zone and didn't even know what was going on. And people I think were tagging her. And she caught the strays of this situation. But Nicki was already going on a rant about Desiree Perez, the Roc Nation CEO, which she's been ranting about them the last, I think, few days, week. I don't know how long it's been going on. That was when she said Jay run her money from Tidal. So she was talking about that. And then I guess somehow when SZA tweeted that, it just opened up another can of worms. This was then SZA's response after that. She wasn't talking about anyone. She literally just got off stage. But now it seems to have escalated. Because why would Nicki say that? Oi. I hope this ends in peace. I really hope this ends in peace.
Now, again, I'm going to focus on the fact that Nicki Minaj is talking about SZA and talking about SZA's body. I want to read exactly what she said here. This B damn near broke that man back and leg, fat, chubby, and skinny at the same damn time. B, where are all those 30 million streams that disappeared on Spotify like your fake freckles? Botting tweets when you arguing is just as weird as SZA. Now again, this is a picture of SZA. It's not a good picture of SZA. And of course, here is Nicki Minaj talking about SZA's body. And I thought this was interesting because again, we don't really know who started the beef. We saw different people talking about that the beef was started by Nicki Minaj and SZA inserted herself into the beef. But if you go down Nicki Minaj's Twitter post right now, which I won't do, but you can just see it's a whole bunch of Nicki Minaj just talking about SZA really, really bad, right? SZA barely responded to some of this stuff, but not really a whole lot. And I noticed that in the comment section that of almost any blog where it's on side of the shade room, you have people who disagree with what Nicki Minaj is doing. Like this one here. Nicki is an example of no matter how successful you are, but life is very miserable. She is the most unhappiest woman and it's really sad. This other person says, why does Nicki insist on beefing with all the females in the industry? It's so tired and pathetic, like, man, please let it go and rest. LMAFO, Nicki ate her up. This is a fan, right? Then we also see this. SZA should have minded her business, okay? But here's the real thing that nobody's talking about. In my honest opinion, the real point here is that a lot of the body shaming that you see on social media, yes, it does come from men, I will agree. In my honest opinion, about as equal or if not as much comes from women. I'm gonna tell you why. There are a lot of communities online where men are just not there. Like if Cardi B isn't beefing with Offset or if Cardi B isn't beefing with, somebody else, I mean, men are not really concerned about those dynamics in hip hop for the most part. Women rappers typically have female artists as fans. Men tend to not to be fans of those people and men care more about what's going on in, the male hip hop industry and stuff like that. So Nicki Minaj doesn't have like very many, I would probably say a lot of heterosexual male fans. She may have some, but probably not a whole lot, all right? She probably has a lot of women and whatever else you want to say. But the case is that a lot of this beefing that goes on and body shaming and talking about what some woman looks like, it happens a lot. And I noticed that none of those women said, hey, Nicki Minaj, why are you talking about SZA's body? Because when it was Akademiks, it didn't matter how the beef started, okay? Akademiks said, listen, he tried to talk to SZA. She didn't want to talk to him based on their 2017 Everyday Struggle interview. And then she took some shots at him when she was on Kai Cenat stream and all of that when he pulled up her recent picture of what she looked like. And so, she blocked him and wouldn't talk to him. That was his defense. And she basically went to Twitter and then he responded. Okay. And so now nobody wanted to hear what he had to say about how disrespectful he was. And he was disrespectful because I remember the stream. However, when Nicki Minaj is talking about how she's skinny and fat at the same time, I have not seen one woman saying, Nicki Minaj, you shouldn't fat shame people. So here's what we're going to end up getting as time goes on. Number one, what you're going to see is men fat shame women less and less. And it's already happening, okay? Men are not gonna put themselves at risk to talk about it. They'll just keep it to themselves. But what's going to continue to happen is the fat shaming or you're too skinny shaming is going to come from the women who are out here talking about how black men need to keep their mouths off of black women, but black women are talking about how somebody's fat and how somebody's too skinny and how somebody's skin dusty, how bad somebody's wig look. But if the black man say something about it, then it's okay. Then when the black man don't say anything about it and go start dealing with a white woman or whatever, now he's a sellout. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. So a lot of the problems that black women have are black women induced the same way that a lot of problems that black men have ain't got nothing to do with black women. It's a lot of black men on men issues. Black men are black men's number one's enemy. In my honest opinion, it's not black women. And black women are black women's number one's enemy. Now, we can sit here and try to blame each other for that, but I'll tell you this. When I was getting up, going to school, trying to be somebody, wasn't no black woman, trying to stop me, or even a black man wasn't trying to stop me. But if, the men were to work together, they would solve their problems with women overnight. The same thing with women, right? That's the same exact situation. So now, until y'all want to see, black women stop shaming each other, then what will have to happen is your artist like Nicki Minaj, she's gonna have to live up to what she's talking about. If she wants black men to do what she's asking, then she gotta start doing it herself. She can't just come after the men and say, hey man, you gotta do X, Y, and Z. Oh, no. I get it. SZA started the beef. Nope. That's not what y'all wanted to hear when it was Akademiks, right? You didn't want to hear that, or she started the beef. All you cared about was he's a man, he shouldn't be disrespecting. And I can agree to a certain extent. What do you guys say about Nicki Minaj? Does she get the right to disrespect somebody because she thought somebody was retweeting at her? So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea D Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.